What's going on, Blues? Welcome back to Life as an Evertonian. This is our match reaction to the game today where Everton have been dumped out the FA Cup against Sunderland, where we've gone out on penalties. Same old story, Blues. Same old story. I'm going to start off by saying in this content, I took a long drive home. I've took my mate home tonight who lives in Darwin. It's his first game today at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Stayed over last night in Liverpool. Took his two boys. Was really looking forward to the day, seeing the Hill Dickinson Stadium. He's had a great day. But what are we watching at the minute, Blues, as Evertonians? Those fans who go week in, week out. Those fans who watch from home. Those fans who watch from different countries. I know for a fact, on a personal level, I've been to that stadium 3 times this week, and every single time I've been disappointed with the performance and I've been disappointed with the result. I've been to the Hill Dickinson Stadium 3 times this week and failed to see Everton win any of those games. I've said we're on this roller coaster, Blues, but I feel firmly now that the roller coaster wheels, the cogs of that roller coaster, the operation of that roller coaster has stopped working. And we are desperate, so desperate to get those players back. The likes of Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, who is highlighted to me how important that signing was. By far, the best signing Everton have made this season. By a country mile. A country mile. Because we've had the ilk and the likes of Tyler Diblin, who came in, Adam Azanu, who found some minutes today. And let me added a bit of spark. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be going to extra time tonight. We wouldn't be going to penalties. That lad found something. He came on and he caused a little bit of impact. And I made sure when he came over to that left-hand side, he heard me vocally. He's got to show Moyes. He's got to show it. And he did something. He did a lot more than what Dwight McNeil's offering. Progressively, that lad, for me, and I don't like coming on here and calling players, he's getting worse. There's so many players who have had this opportunity to step up in this period, in this window of opportunity, and failed massively. We knew the team sheet. We all knew Moyes was forced to play the team that he's played today, apart from Timmy Raburam. Obviously, the lad has got an injury or, he isn't well, but I don't know the information on Tim. I guess I was gutted not to see him in the lineup. So we went, Moyes went with a team that he's been forced to play. And it took us 14 minutes today, 14 minutes of that first whistle where Everton found themselves on the ball in a progressive manner. Granit Xhaka has controlled that game. He's controlled it, and they've got players missing like us. But their squad, their robust squad, is better than ours. Their team is better than ours. And let's be honest, we've said managers need time. They need multiple windows. But their recruitment, they've got it done in one. And I know we're only like 4 points away from 5th place. But Everton have had the chance in this period to be knocking on the door. And I know they're not ready yet. And before this season, I found myself saying, let's just be mid-table. And I can come on here and categorically say, with the plays that we've got in now, it's a relegation fodder. It's a relegation. It's a battle. Bring the players back. Jack Grealish, Iliman Ndiaye, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, Idrissa Gana Gueye. We're mid-table. I feel safe to say we are mid-table. The season's over. Today it's over. There's going to be no trophy. 31 years. The last time Everton won the FA Cup in 1995. I'm 44 years of age now. I've got no hair. I had an undercut with blonde hair and I was 14 when we won it. That's how long it's been. And we don't know how long it's going to be. But this club has a chance with new investors. But we need so many new players to push us on potentially. We know it's not going to happen overnight, but the likes of Tieno Barry today, the likes of Beto, who led the line from the start, I've tried to come on here. I've tried to dig out my mindset to give them time. Absolutely appalling the way that they have took the penalty. Strikers. And I got slated at the beginning of the season when I asked, and I don't like keep, do you know what? This is the last time I mention it. This is the last time, Blues. I'm not going to mention it anymore. We need to build building blocks, but we need types of players who can come in and we know they're just going to do a job. Why didn't Everton sign Jamie Vardy? Because I tell you something now, that first penalty that we would have got today, Jamie Vardy would have set the stall out and he'd have buried it. We've got Beto teaching Barry, Barry teaching Beto with no Premier League experience, and they just look way off. Tieno Barry's found a couple of goals recently. He's found the back of the net. His gameplay, his hold-up play's got a little bit better. But today, all I can see is frustration as a fan in looking at those players as strikers who want to come on and lead the line, miss miserable penalties like that. It was Amadou and Onana in a different capacity all over again today. I thought Nathan Patterson, who cramped up at the end, I thought he tried. He tried in terms of trying to get up the pitch and put balls into the box. Tarkowski, Jake O'Brien, just steady. I'll be honest, Sunderland didn't create a lot. Mikalenko, he worked hard. They all worked hard in terms of running on the ball, trying to get on the ball. I'm moving into midfield. Jimmy Gardner, again, tried. I thought Harrison Armstrong, they tried. I thought Jimmy Gardner led by example, and I think Harrison Armstrong tried to follow that. But Dwight McNeil, like, didn't his dad or his coaches when he was a kid, like, did they not, like, say, right, you know, if you score this weekend with your right foot, I'll give you a tenner. Start using your right foot. Because it is everything. His left foot. Everything. It's left foot, dribbling, touch. Never goes onto it right. And obviously he comes over to the right-hand side today and it's so predictable. It's back on his left. Meaningless balls into the box. He hasn't stepped up in this period and he showed me and all those Evertonians he's not up to it. He's not improving. He's not improving. He's getting worse. He's getting worse. He's just not there. It's not there. It ain't there technically. It's not going to be there. He isn't fast enough. There's not enough pace. Tyler Diblin. I feel like the lad sometimes he's like playing at schoolyard with his mates. He's not switched on. Everton aren't switched on. We're not switched on, Blues. Really disappointing today from Tyler Diblin. I thought his touch were poor. His all-round game were poor. Losing the ball distribution, just poor. And Merlin Roll followed suit with that as well. I thought Merlin Roll has got legs, yeah. Covers ground, yeah. Ball distribution, awful. We're not creating chances. We're not creating enough good chances, Blues. It's been a tough watch, and I know that the Everton fan base, I know half of them are Moyes in, half of them are Moyes out. But I'll be honest, for me personally, he needs this transfer window and he needs one more window. And I'm hoping Everton can build some concrete building blocks, Blues. Callum Wilson's available. And I know it's not the type of signing that's for the future. But I do know it's a player, if he can stay fit, where he knows where the back of the net is. I think selfishly, in a manner where if West Ham go down, could David Moyes prize away Jared Bowen, come on that right-hand side in the summer? I think like that. I do. I think like that. I know Moyes in this period and before it, even at the beginning of the season, he's wound me up a little bit in his in-game management and substitutions. But in his defence, apart from what I've seen today from Adam Azanu, we've got a poor squad, Blues. The recruitment in the summer, a good 100 million spent on players who aren't doing anything. They're not adding anything. You know, McNeil came in a couple of years ago for 20 mil. You know, and we've been reliant on that lad in periods because he's got a wand of a left foot. He has got a wand of a left foot. We are where we are. It is a frustrating watch. We are out of the FA Cup. Everton had been dumped out of the FA Cup. And it's been a tough week. It's been a real tough week, a real tough watch, Blues. We've got 20 days of this transfer window. And we need to do something as a club. Because we've got suspensions, we've got injuries, we've got players at the AFCON. And we know obviously they're going to miss Villa next. We're not going to have those players ready for Villa. And we go to that Monday night game back at the Hill Dickinson Stadium against a buoyant Leeds United, where their striker, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I'm sure he's in double figures, or he's knocking on the door of double figures for the season. Should we have done more for Dominic in the summer? Should we have given him the contract that he wanted? Looking at the strikers that we've got currently, Blues, I think we should have done. And I know sometimes you've got to move on. And obviously it seems to have served him well by moving on. But there's certain players they're not stepping up. And currently, right now, they're way off. And I feel harsh. But I'm telling the truth. Adam Azanu, I'm so pleased for the lad doing what he did when he came on. He injected a bit of pace. He injected a bit of dynamism. He injected a forward-thinking play. He looked fast. And he made some mistakes. Of course he did. Do you know what I mean? He did. But he went and won us a penalty. I don't know when he slid in, if it's hit his hand. I'm not sure. I need to watch it back, but there's no VAR. I don't know. I don't know if I've got that wrong from where I was sat. But you could tell. He was direct and he wanted something to happen. Surely, if Moyes doesn't think he's ready in a fullback capacity at a left back, surely that lad has been able to come on when Jack's tired a little bit, or you could tuck Jack into the number 10 role and then put Azanu out wide on the left. Surely he's made himself accountable to getting getting integrated now into this squad, this team that is so what's the word? I can't think of the word. Thin bear squad. There you go. My brain's in tatters. And I'm at that stage again. I'm at this period of the video where I say we move on. We have to move on. The season is done. We ain't going to get relegated, in my opinion. We ain't going to get in Europe unless something miraculously happens in this transfer window where Everton bring in some serious footballers, some serious players. But fair play to Sunderland, fair play to the fans, fair play to that football club. I'll be honest, I've got a bit of guilty pleasure watching them this season. For Granit Xhaka, even that signing alone for them, without thinking about any other players that they would go and sign, he cemented them Premier League safety just by that signing. And why didn't we go and get him? I mean, look at the lads on the wall behind me, Blues. Tommy G, Duncan Ferguson. There's a lot of fight in there. And Everton not showing that fight at the minute. I know we are down to the bones. We're down to the bones, Blues. We are. We need a players back and we need some activity in this window. Again, I know there's some Evertonians on the fence. I know some Evertonians. I know that the fan base is split. I don't agree with today with the club bringing out a fourth shirt. I'm just being honest. Today in January, a fourth shirt at home playing in our fourth kit. A money-making enterprise. I thought the referee was appalling for both teams today, just appalling as a whole. I think the refereeing as a whole in the Premier League is shocking. It's a tough watch, Blues. It's a tough period, this. And I find myself as a 44-year-old dad apologising to my 9-year-old son for we've been to 3 games this week. I shouldn't apologise. I shouldn't. But I do. I feel sorry for him seeing the anxiety from his dad, the anguish, the the terminology that I'm shouting out to as a fan. It isn't a positive watch at the minute. And yeah, again, Blues, unfortunately, this is an Everton rant. But I'm just coming on here and saying it how I see it. We move on, Blues. I'm going to leave this one there. There's nothing else ticking over in my brain. It's null and done. Everton out the FA Cup. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Click that bell to turn on post notifications. We go again. Up the toffees. We need those players back. Congratulations to Senegal for getting to the semi-final of the AFCON Cup. Well done to Ilham and Njai as well, getting on the score sheet. I really do hope that they win it. I really do. And they come back to Everton in a buoyant fashion and they're ready to hit the ground running when they put back on the Everton blue shirt when we play it on. Up the toffees.